Megan is a strong woman. She came from a family of black strong women who have always battled to sustain and take care of each other, despite the injustice they always had to face. She had a difficult childhood, living in a precarious place in the suburbs, having to cope with many daily problems. Her mother and father worked in the farmer's market and had to take on odd jobs so they could pay all of their bills. Since she was a little girl, Megan realized the difficulties her parents had to deal with, and she did the best she could to help them, especially by becoming a really studious and responsible girl. She studied in a public school near her house and was considered the best student in her class, always getting good grades and showing her creative side in any activity she did. Her parents were very proud of their dedicated daughter, who naturally made them forget all of their problems. When Megan became a teenager, she decided she wanted to go to law school to build a career that could change her and her parents' lives. By the end of high school, when she was about to take the main test to go to the university she wanted, she studied 10 hours a day. Besides all her classes, she got home and continued studying until it was time to go to bed. After working very hard on her goal, she finally got the news that she was accepted and received a scholarship to study in the best university of the region. Following her steps from when she was in school, Megan was also one of the best students in her class, and midway through college, she decided she wanted to become a deputy. It was a job she got really interested in, which demanded all the qualities Megan had, besides the salary that would definitely change her family's life. A while after the graduation, Megan did exactly as she'd planned and became a deputy. She was really respected by everyone that had the pleasure of knowing her. At work, she was imposing, polite, and did her job with expertise and responsibility, which was essential for other people's work to flow well. Besides work, she was also very loved in her neighborhood and was always polite and helpful with any person who needed her help. In a normal day off of work, Megan decided to take a walk through the neighborhood and go shopping. She walked around, passed in front of many different stores, and remembered that she had to buy a fancy dress because she was going to be honored for her great job as deputy. She thought of going to a store a friend of hers had recommended that had exactly what she needed. She went to the store, and when she walked in, she noticed that one of the employees faced her with a strange look. Megan had gone through some uncomfortable situations, so she knew that there was always a possibility of something like that happening anytime she entered an establishment. Ignoring the employee's look, she continued walking through the store, looking for the perfect dress for the occasion. Then she realized that the looks were really directed to her. The man wasn't looking at any of the other customers in the store, and Megan knew exactly why. It was something she had to live with every day, even in her workspace. Despite all the admiration, there were many alienated, prejudiced people who insisted on treating her differently. Without her noticing, a security guard approached her rashly and told her to leave the store because of security issues. Megan looked at the man and asked, "What security issues exactly?" "It's company orders," the man replied rudely. Megan, who had been through other situations for the same reason, had never been kicked out of a place just because of her color. She ended up leaving the store, said to be living in a society so racist that ignores that she's a person with feelings and a life story that matters, just like everyone else's. She was so excited to find the perfect dress, to be honored, and what happened that day took away her smile. She remained reflective, standing next to the store, and a few minutes later, she had an idea. Megan went straight home, willing to search about the store she was kicked out of, to see if there were more cases like hers. And, as she expected, she found many other similar episodes. Other people had experienced racism in that same store, and all of the cases were hidden by the media, and there were no investigations by the authorities. However, Megan was a deputy, and no one expected what she was going to do. Megan arranged a task force to investigate the background story of the company and the background of the owners to sue them for moral damages in all of the cases that were neglected before. She contacted the other people who had experienced racism in other branches and collected detailed reports to be used as evidence against the company. After a while, Megan discovered that the company responsible for the stores had a horrible background of acts of racism, not only with the clients, but also with several employees that were depreciated constantly in the workspace. Almost no one pressed charges, afraid of the consequences. The process went for a while, but Megan knew that with all of the evidence and being extremely respected in the city and state, she would win. And so it happened. Megan and all of those people together were able to fight against the absurdities committed by the company, making them pay what they owned to each one of them. Megan was revered and made herself clear by saying that they needed to keep fighting every day to make sure their lives and rights are always respected, anywhere. It really does take a lot of resilience to go against the injustice. Unfortunately, this kind of situation happens very often, and only united it is possible to make a change, just like Megan and everyone that contributed with this victory. I invite you to comment the city you're watching this video from, and if you know any story like this one, please leave a comment, like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe for more fantastic stories.